Notice to the public, if you wish to address the council, please complete the public wishing to address the council form located on either end of the counter and give it to either the chairman or the council clerk prior to the beginning of the meeting. All comments must be addressed to the council as a whole. Addressing individual council members and/or staff is not allowed. Speakers should be courteous in their choice of words and actions, and comments shall be limited to the issue and cannot involve individuals or staff-related matters. All cell phones and electronic devices used for communication should be silenced for the duration of the meeting. I'd like to call the Terrebonne Parish Council meeting to order. We'll have an invocation and pledge allegiance by Mr. Steve Trosclair.
Loving and gracious God, help us to keep the common good before us. Strengthen our gifts of wisdom, courage, and respect for the views of others. Strengthen us to continue to work together, seeking an ever more just society that acts in harmony and interdependence with all creation. In the name of Jesus, in union with your spirit, we pray, amen. Amen. I'll pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Was there John saying all?
Ms. Charlie, can we get a roll call, please?
Mr. Trustclair, Mr. Pledger, Mr. Harding, Mr. Voisin, Mr. Amity, Mr. Champagne, Mr. Hamner, Mr. Babin, Ms. Chauvin. Mr. Chairman, you have a quorum present.
Thank you, ma'am. Approved minutes of the regular council session held on February 25th, 2026. It's been done. Distribute the minutes.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Steve Trosclair, second by Mr. Carl Harding. Seeing the lights, members, vote your machines. Votes 9-0, motion passes. Distribute minutes of the regular council session held on March 11th, 2026. Approve the accounts payable bill list for 3/16/2026 and 3/23/26. Moved by Mr. Clyde Hammond, second by Mr. Carl Harding. Seeing the lights, members, vote your machines. Votes 8-0 and one abstention. Approve the manual checklist for February 2026. Move, Mr. Carl Harding, second Mr. Clyde Hamner. Seeing no lights, members, vote your machines. Votes 8-0, one abstention, motion passes. General business, proclamation proclaiming the month of April 26th as Sexual Assault Awareness Month and the day of April 29th, 2026 as International Denim Day in Terrebonne Parish. Ms. Kim Chauvin.
Proclamation, whereas every 68 seconds an American is sexually assaulted and every 9 minutes that victim is a child, and whereas 9 out of every 10 victims of rape are female, with 94% of women who are raped experiencing symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder for 2 weeks following, and 30% of women reporting symptoms of PTSD 9 months after the rape. And whereas out of every 100 rapes, 40 are reported, 10 lead to an arrest, 8 are prosecuted, 4 lead to a conviction, 3 rapists will spend a day in prison, and 97 rapists will walk away free. And whereas many important partnerships have been formed among criminal justice agencies, allied professionals, and victim services to assist victims of sexual violence and their families with finding the compassion, comfort, and healing they need. And whereas in the year of 2025, the Haven assisted 109 survivors of sexual violence, provided 45 survivors with legal and/or medical advocacy, conducted 157 therapy sessions to survive of sexual assault, and facilitated 41 sexual assault response team meetings. And whereas it is important to recognize the compassion and dedication of the individuals who provide services to victims of sexual violence and who work toward increasing public awareness of and eliminating sexual violence through prevention and education. And whereas our parish has a moral obligation to work on the prevention of sexual assaults and the severe trauma it causes to those affected. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Terrebonne Parish Council on behalf of the parish president and the entire Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government that the month of April 2026 be hereby proclaimed as Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and that April 7th April 7th, 2026 be recognized as a day of action, and that all citizens be urged to wear teal to show their support for the survivors of sexual assault and to bring social awareness in our community.
Do we have, okay, come on down, guys.
Hold up, I'm sorry,
Yes.
let me finish. I didn't see the second page, sorry. Be it further resolved that the April 29th, 2026 be proclaimed as International Denim Day, and that all citizens be urged to wear teal every Tuesday during the month of April, and to wear denim on April 30th to show their support in the effort to end sexual violence and to speak out against sexual violence, and to support all local efforts to assist survivors of these crimes in finding the help and healing they deserve. Presented this 25th day of March, 2026, signed by Parish President Jason Bergeron, Council Chairman Brian Pledger, and the rest of the Terrebonne Parish Council in support. Thank you. No, it's not. You got a pen?
Would you guys like to share with us, if you will? Name and address for the record, please.
Okay. Paige Pellegrin, P.O. Box 4279, Homa 70361. So I just want to thank Parish President Bergeron and the entire council for proclaiming April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month. This recognition shows our community's commitment to supporting survivors and raising awareness. The Haven invites each of you and the public to stand with survivors by wearing teal every Tuesday in April. Together, we can raise awareness and show that support is always here. So thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item B, proclamation of American Cancer Society Relay for Life Weekend. Mr. Danny Babin.
Thank you, Brian. And before I read this, I'm sure each one of us here has either had a family member or a friend either diagnosed and or unfortunately passed away from cancer. Thank God for research that's being done. And thank God for organizations like this who raise the money to help out with the research. And maybe, not in my lifetime, but maybe in some of our grandkids' lifetime, we won't have to worry about that big C word anymore. So in any event, Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government in celebration of Relay for Life, whereas the American Cancer Society Relay for Life movement brings communities together to celebrate cancer survivors, remember loved ones lost, and take action to end cancer through research, education, advocacy, and patient support. And whereas the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life of Terrebonne Parish has earned national recognition, including being ranked 15th among the life events in the United States, 16th, reflecting the extraordinary commitment of Terrebonne Parish residents, volunteers, and supporters in the effort to end cancer. And whereas the American Cancer Society is a leading cancer fighting organization working to improve the lives of people with cancer and their families by funding groundbreaking research, promoting prevention and early detection, and providing critical patient services. And whereas the estimated 29,870 new cancer cases will be diagnosed in Louisiana this year, demonstrating the continued need to research, education, and community involvement in the fight against cancer. Whereas funds raised through Relay for Life events support life-saving cancer research and provide vital programs and services that help cancer patients access treatment and support. And whereas the Relay for Life of Terrebonne Parish unites survivors, caregivers, volunteers, and community members who stand together in hope and determination to end cancer. And whereas the Relay for Life of Terrebonne Parish will hold its annual event on Saturday, April 11th, 2026 at the Barry Bonvillain Civic Center. Now therefore be it resolved by the Terrebonne Parish Council on behalf of the Parish President Jason W. Bergeron and the entire Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government hereby proclaims the weekend of Saturday, April 11th, 2026 as American Cancer Society Relay for Life Weekend in home of Terrebonne and encourages all citizens to support those affected by cancer and participate in efforts to create a future free from this disease. Signed by our Parish President Jason Bergeron, Council Chairperson Brian Pledger, and endorsed by this entire council.
Dean Schwest, 293 Lake Michon Court, Houma, Louisiana. I want to thank the parish president, parish council, the parish in general for their support of this event. I wish some more important people were here. Miss Brandy Petrie couldn't make it tonight. She's our chair. Miss Ann Bates couldn't make it tonight. She's actually a American Cancer Society representative that supports us in this area and drives this. But these folks with me do the work. I'm strictly a spokesperson on this. I appreciate all your efforts. We talked about the numbers over the past 3 years, Jason being chair 3 years ago, and me the past 2 years. We've averaged over $300,000 a year raised here in Terrebonne Parish. Last year was $330,000, and that number's growing, and we've stayed in that number 16, number 17 in the nation over the past 3 years. So it's been an amazing event. We love having y'all. I do also want to add, I want to thank the parish, mostly our HR department, for putting together on April 15th. We will have Go Purple Day within the parish. Y'all are all invited. I'll be cooking jambalaya, selling it. They'll be having a bake sale, just kind of like we do in October with Pink Day, raising money for American Cancer Society as well. Thank y'all so much.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, I just want to add, Dean covered most of the high points. Again, great since 2022 that the parish has been ranked between 13th and 17th as Relay for Life in the nation, right? That we're doing that in South Louisiana, that we did that right after Ida. And Dean didn't plug it, but I'll go ahead and plug it for him. He's going to be one of the performers in the lip sync battle competition on April 25th, amongst some other parish people that have volunteered, along with a lot of great other performers, which is a great fundraiser for the Relay for Life. And we're going to have that at the Civic Center on April 25th. So I just want to commend their work they're doing. The money that is raised, you're looking at, I want to say in the last 3 or 4 years, hundreds of thousands of dollars that go towards Terrebonne Parish residents related to Hope Lodge, travel, gas cards, and everything else. And for those that are dealing with the battle of cancer and have dealt with the battle of cancer, there's an 800 number helpline we recommend people call. And you tell them what they need, and they're always looking to help us out. And that just shows the money raised in Terrebonne Parish is coming back to Terrebonne Parish to help our residents. And so I just want to give that team, there's an ELT team, that's just a few of them, such an amazing job and such a great event that they put on, and I just want to thank them.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Hamner.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I've heard Dean sing, and I'm glad it's a lip sync contest.
Mr. Harding.
Yes, all the research that we can actually do, I want to promote the fact that early detection of cancer is most important. And I'm being a cancer survivor myself. Therefore, it's all the research we can have. If you don't get screened for that, that's the most important thing. So if it can happen for me, it can happen for anyone else. It doesn't discriminate. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harding. So Clyde said that he's heard you sing, Dean, and so it's going to be a purple sequence, something you're going to be wearing too? All right.
You got to keep that under wraps.
All right, we're good. All righty. Autism Awareness Day, Mr. Kevin Champagne.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. April must be a popular month. So, Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government, in recognition of Autism Awareness Day, Whereas Autism Awareness Day is recognized each year during the month of April to increase understanding, acceptance, and support for individuals on the autism spectrum and their families. And whereas autism spectrum disorder is a developmental condition that affects how individuals communicate, interact, and experience the world, and current estimates indicate that approximately 1 in 36 children in the United States are identified with autism. And whereas individuals with autism bring unique talents, perspectives, and strengths to enrich our schools, workplaces, and communities, and whereas great awareness and understandings help promote early identification, improved access to services, and opportunities that allow individuals that are on the autism spectrum to reach their full potential. And whereas educators, health professionals, advocates, organizations, and families continue to work together to build communities that promote acceptance, accessibility, and inclusion for individuals on the autism spectrum. And whereas during the month of April, communities across the nation recognize autism awareness and acceptance initiatives to celebrate your neurodiversity and encourage greater compassion, respect, and support for individuals with autism. And now therefore be it resolved by the Terrebonne Parish Council on behalf of the Parish President Jason W. Badra and the entire Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government hereby proclaims April 2nd, 2026 as Autism Awareness Day in Terrebonne Parish, and encourages all residents and visitors to learn more about autism and support individuals and families affected by autism. Residents are also encouraged to wear blue on April 2nd as a visible show of solidarity and support for individuals on the autism spectrum and their families. Presented on this 25th day of March 2026, signed by Parish President Jason W. Badron, Council Chairperson Mr. Brian Pledger, and on behalf of the entire Parish Consolidated Council. Thank you. Have us somebody?
Yep. That's-
Amy Cunningham, 220 Woodburn Drive, Home, Louisiana. I just want to thank y'all again for making this the third year in a row of supporting this. As a mom of a 8-year-old nonverbal autistic child, it starts here. It starts with our parish to get the word out. Also, want to thank y'all for doing the doing the awareness during Mardi Gras and starting with that. The numbers have now changed from 2025 from 1 in 36 kids to 1 in 31 kids. So early detection is a key, and this is a start. So thank y'all.
Thank you, ma'am. Item D, proclaiming the week of April 11th through 17th, 2026 as Black Maternal Health Week in Terrebonne Parish. Mr. Carl Harding.
Thank you, sir. City of Houma, Louisiana, Parish of Terrebonne Proclamation. Whereas Black Maternal Health Week is observed nationally each year from April 11th through April 17th to increase awareness and strengthen coordinated efforts to improve maternal and infant health outcomes. And whereas Louisiana continues to experience one of the highest maternal mortality rates in the United States, with pregnancies associated with mortality ratios exceeding the national average, with many pregnancy-related deaths in Louisiana having been identified as preventable, emphasizing the importance of early and continuous potential care, timely postpartum care, and access to comprehensive, high-quality health care service. And whereas paternal birth and infant mortality rates in Louisiana remains higher than the national average and requires continued collaboration across healthcare providers, public health agencies, and community-based organizations. And whereas the federally funded healthcare program in Terrebonne Parish works to reduce the infant mortality and improve birth outcome through outreach and care coordination, health education, support for the postpartum and women care, interceptions, interconceptions, health services, and initiate and encourage the strengthened fathers, partners, engagements, and whereas Terrebonne Parish is committed to supporting collaboration, community information approaches to improve access to care, strengthen systems of support, and promote safe and healthy pregnancies and birth for mothers, infants, and families. Now therefore be it resolved by the Terrebonne Parish Council on behalf of the Terrebonne Parish President and the entire Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government that the month of April 2026 be hereby proclaimed as Black Mortality Health Week in Terrebonne Parish and encourages healthcare providers, community organizations, public health partners, businesses, faith leaders, and residents to work with the partnership with the Healthy Start Program and its community consortium to improve the mortality, health, increase access to postpartum and interconception care, supported family well-beings, and reduced the preventable mortality and infant death. Presented this day, the 25th day of March 2026, signed by the parish president, Jason Bergeron, and council chairman, Mr. Brian Pleasure.
Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Elira Jones, 235 Civic Center Boulevard, Houma, Louisiana. Good afternoon. On behalf of the Healthy Start team, we sincerely thank Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for this recognition and for issuing a proclamation in observance of Black Maternal Health Week. We are honored to accept this not just as recognition, but as commitment. At Healthy Start, we serve mothers, fathers, babies up to 18 months, and the entire family across Houma and Terrebonne Parish. Through home visiting, case management, health education, and community outreach, we work to ensure families are connected to care, resources, and support they need during some of their life's most critical moments. We believe every family deserves to feel supported, informed, and cared for with dignity. This work is about real impact, supporting mothers, strengthening fathers and families, and helping give babies a healthy start. We are grateful for our partners, our community, and especially the families who trust us to walk alongside them. We accept this proclamation with gratitude and with purpose because when we invest in healthy beginnings, we invest in stronger families and a stronger community. Thank you.
Thank you. Item E, commending Terrebonne Parish Library System, Mr. Clyde Hamner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before I read this, I want to state to Mary and her board, this is truly an honor to be able to read this commendation to you, Mary, and to your board. I can attest that our library system is a model in the state. It's not just in literacy, but in community outreach and the programs that you put on. And yeah, I've known a number of you guys for quite a while, and I know what hard workers y'all are to make it like that. With that said, the commendation reads, whereas the Terrebonne Parish Library System has been named a 2025 recipient of the prestigious National Medal for Museum and Library Service, the nation's highest honor given to libraries and museums for outstanding community service. And whereas the award is presented by the Institute of Museum and Library Services, with only 5 libraries nationwide selected each year from nearly 20,000 library systems across the United States. And whereas the Terrebonne Parish Library System was recognized for its commitment to addressing important community needs, including educational advancement, digital access, food insecurity, and disaster response preparedness through partnerships with organizations such as the American Red Cross. And whereas the library system also supports the preservation of local history and culture by providing genealogy resources and programs that honor the traditions of the Homeless Indians and other indigenous communities. And whereas through 7 branches serving residents across Terrebonne Parish, the Terrebonne Parish Library System provides free access to books, digital resources, educational programming, and workforce development tools that enrich and empower the community. And whereas, under the leadership of Library Director Mary Cosper LaBeouf, the Terrebonne Parish Library System continues to demonstrate innovation and excellence by providing programs and services that connect residents with educational, informational, and cultural opportunities that strengthen the entire parish. And now therefore be it proclaimed that the Terrebonne Parish Council, on behalf of Parish President Jason Bergeron and the entire Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government, that the Terrebonne Parish Library System is hereby congratulated and recognized for receiving the 2025 National Medal for Museum and Library Services, and its leadership, staff, and board members are commended for their outstanding dedication to serving the citizens of Terrebonne Parish. And we're going to take a picture, and I know that Mary and a couple of the board members are going to have a few words to say, because I'm not going to let them leave without doing that.
Yeah, all of you ladies, come on down. Come on down.
Noah.
Yeah. Slide down some more. Slide down. Slide down. I got the whole library crew, huh? How you doing? We can make 2 rows. Yeah, just make 2 rows. Yeah, make 2 rows. You guys come on around. Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Robbie.
Look to the front.
Okay, everybody's good? Everybody's ready? On 3. 1. Well, hold on. Clyde, can you? There's a smaller woman behind you.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure we got everybody. Okay, on 3. Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Good, perfect. Thank y'all.
All righty, sir.
Thank y'all.
Good to see
Thank you very much for this accommodation. I am Mary Cosper LaBeouf, Director of this Terrebonne Parish Library. As you saw, this award, we were nominated, we were in the top 10 5 times. What got us to win this award this year, what they looked at is our cultural preservation, the way we treat our bayou branches, our partnerships with like the Red Cross. And I would like you to know that the Red Cross uses the Terrebonne Parish Library as their example on how to work with libraries, which is nationwide. And then our community needs. Never did I think when I started this job. I started in 1981. I've been director for 31 years. I never thought we'd feed kids. Never thought we'd feed people. So I never thought we'd help like we do in a natural disaster. And that's what really set us apart, is how we know our community and how we meet the needs. The public library is no longer a building filled with books. It's an organism that lives, breathes. We did, and I would like the staff to stand and stay standing. Y'all sit all day, stay. They're gonna get mad because they do not sit. We have a staff, and with 7 branches, and with this staff, we have 65 full and part-time employees. We do 4,000 programs a year. And we see close to 70,000 people at these programs. We have 166,000 reference questions that this staff answers. And 262,000 people walk through the 7 branches of this library. So we've been busy. And we also have help from this, and y'all can stand, wonderful library board that you appoint that allow us to guide and have our vision. And then we also have, because we can't do it all on our budget, I know some of y'all find that hard to believe, but we do have our Friends of the Library. They can stand up and wave. They work twice a week, 2 or 3 times a week in holding book sales and things like that. There is, I'm gonna say one last thing. There's a phrase we used when we went for a tax election 28 years ago, and the phrase was, a library says a lot about a community. And I think this shows how wonderful this community is, because we all work hand in hand. We couldn't do it without you. We couldn't do it without the citizens. We certainly couldn't do it without the people behind me. So thank you. We cannot get the smile off our faces. So thank you.
Yes.
If I
So
may,
I want to,
Sorry, go ahead.
yes.
if I may, I want to thank you all for appointing me to the Library Board of Control. I was amazed at how much work these people do. It's just absolutely amazing, the community involvement they have. And it has made me appreciate a lot more what they do, because I thought a library, had books and that was it. But that's don't even touch it. But thank you all for the wonderful experience for having served on the board. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to also congratulate and thank, looking at the libraries and how all the work they do, from quilting to 3D printing, and just helping everybody further education, help get, the right resources into the communities, be in the center of the communities, and then the partnership that we have as a parish, because we have meetings there, and I know many organizations have meetings there and are able to use the library for its many different uses. And so I just want to say again, congratulations, and then our library rocks.
Mr. Hardy?
Yes, Mayor, I remember Rousseau Street. And every one of those people that are assisting you from Rousseau Street to now, I'm very, very proud of you. And you can tell that your leadership skills by the smiles that you have on the people that work with you faces. So if y'all don't mind, could y'all give Mary thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Harding. Ms. Chauvin?
First of all, congratulations. I think that y'all have done a wonderful job, and I see in my own community the amount of programs that it produces, and I'm able to share with many different facets of District 8 and outside of it. I want to thank you for having me be part of Read Across America. That was really fun. The kids love it. On that part where we provided a craft for them to do, and I see all the different things, the sensory items and different stuff that you provided for our kids in the community and adults, because I see in Chauvin they're trying to bring the elderly in with the younger group. So I applaud that. I think that's great. I think that our youth can learn such valuable lessons, from the elderly people. And I was too young for Roussel Street. But congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Sylvan. From the chair, I just would like to share, in regards to the library board, you guys are the epitome of what a board is considered in the work that you do and the dedication that you guys put forth in taking care of our library system here in Terrebonne Parish. But most importantly, I would like to thank our staff at these libraries in Terrebonne Parish. Thank you guys for all your hard work, all that you do, because you're the ones that the board chairs and gets it out, and you guys have to accommodate all these people here in the parish. But thank you for what you do. All right. Pursuant to section 2-98 of the parish code, yeah, I tell you what, we'll let you guys leave if you want to leave at this time. Yeah, right? Yeah, you guys can go ahead and leave. Right. All right, item F, pursuant to section 2-98 of the parish code, Parish President Jason W. Bazron submits his appointment of Mr. Mark Stevenson to serve as the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government Fire Chief of City of Homa Fire Department and request ratification of said appointment in 2 weeks at the April 15th, 2026 regular council meeting. Move Mr. Danny Babin, second Mr. Carl Harding. Seeing no lights, members, vote your machines. Votes 8-0 and 1 abstention, motion passes. And, okay, and 2 weeks we'll be talking to you, Mr. Stevens. Motion by Mr. John Amandy to go into 6:30 public hearings. Second by Mr. Kevin Champon. Seeing the lights, members, vote your machines. Votes 8-0, motion passes. 6:30 public hearings. Item A, an ordinance to amend the 2026 adopted operating budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following item: pollution control, $364,611. First call public. Second call public. Third final call public. Motion to close, Mr. Carl Harding. Second, Mr. John Amadee. Seeing no lights, members, vote your machines. Votes 9-0, motion passes. Motion to adopt, Mr. Carl Harding. Second, Mr. John Amadee. Seeing no lights, members, vote your machines. Votes 8-0, ordinance is adopted. Item B, an ordinance to amend the 2026 adopted operating budget of Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following item: emergency preparedness, $58,078. First call public. Second call public. Third final call public. Motion to close, Mr. John Amadee. Second, Mr. Carl Harding. Seeing no lights, members, vote your machines. Votes 9-0, motion passes. Motion to adopt, Mr. John Amadee. Second, Mr. Carl Harding. Seeing no lights, members, vote your machines. Votes 9-0, ordinance is adopted. An ordinance to amend the 2026 adopted operating budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following item: emergency preparedness, $5,648. First call public. Second call public. Third final call public. Motion to close, Mr. John Amadee. Second, Ms. Kim Chauvin. Seeing no lights, members, vote your machines. Votes 8-0, motion passes. Motion to adopt, Mr. John Amadee. Second, Ms. Kim Chauvin. Seeing no lights, members, vote your machines. Votes 9-0, ordinance is adopted. Item D, an ordinance to amend the 2026 adopted operating budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following item: emergency preparedness, $418. First call public. Second call public. Third and final call public. Motion to close, Mr. John Amadee. Second, Ms. Kim Chauvin. Seeing no lights, members, vote your machines. Votes 9-0, motion passes. Motion to adopt, Mr. John Amity, second, Ms. Kim Chauvin. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, ordinance is adopted. Item E, an ordinance to amend the 2026 adopted operating budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following items. Shady Oaks, $10,000. First call public. Second call public. Third and final call public. Motion to close, Mr. John Amity, second, Mr. Clayton Wazan. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, motion passes. Motion to adopt, Mr. John Amity, second, Mr. Clayton Wazan. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Ordinance, votes 9-0, ordinance is adopted. Item F, an ordinance to amend the 2026 adopted operating budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following items. Houma Police Department, $1,465. First call public. Second call public. Third and final call public. Motion to close, Mr. John Amity, second, Ms. Kim Chauvin. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, motion passes. Motion to adopt, Mr. John Amity, second, Ms. Kim Chauvin. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 8-0, motion passes. Item G, an ordinance to amend the 2026 adopted operating budget and 2026 budgeted positions of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following items. Drainage, $93,653. First call public. Second call public. Third and final call public. Motion to close, Mr. John Amity, second, Ms. Kim Chauvin. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 8-0, motion passes. Motion to adopt, Mr. John Amity, second, Ms. Kim Chauvin. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 8-0, motion passes. Our ordinance is adopted. Item H, an ordinance to amend certain portions of Chapter 28, Article 1, Section 2-1 definitions, and Article 3, Section 28-47 residential districts relative to modular homes in residential districts. First call public. Second call public. Third final call public. Motion to close, Mr. John Amity. Second, Mr. Danny Babin. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, motion passes. Motion to adopt, Mr. John Amity. Second, Mr. Danny Babin. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 8 yeas, 1 nay. Ordinance is adopted. An ordinance to amend the Code of Ordinances to establish a 15-mile-per-hour speed limit zone along the entirety of Choff Street, Terry Street, and Elgin Street. First call public. Second call public. Third and final call public. Motion to close, Mr. Voisin. Second, Mr. Amity. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, motion passes. Motion to adopt, Mr. Voisin. Second, Mr. Amity. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, ordinance is adopted. An ordinance to amend Chapter 13, Article 4 of the Terrebonne Parish Code, Section 13-89, to revise the parish ambulance insurance requirements to provide an exception for independent political subdivisions operating ambulance services and provide for other matters. First call public. Second call public. Third and final call public. Motion to close, Mr. Carl Harding. Second, Mr. John Amity. Seeing the lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, motion passes. Motion to adopt, Mr. Carl Harding. Second, Mr. John Amity. Seeing the lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, ordinance is adopted. Item K, an ordinance to appoint Accusure LLC insurer to serve as agent of record for Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government's casualty insurance coverages commencing April 1st, 2026, effective through March 31st, 2027, and to exercise the option to renew insurer's contract for the second option term. First call public. Second call public. Third and final call public. Motion to close, Mr. Danny Babin. Second, Mr. Clyde Hamner. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, motion passes. Motion to adopt, Mr. Danny Babin. Second, Mr. Clyde Hamner. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, ordinance is adopted. Item L, an ordinance to appoint the Lede Corporation DBA, Lede Insurance Insurer to serve as agent of record for Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government's comprehensive fireman's insurance coverage commencing April 1st, 2026, effective through March 31st, 2027, and authorize the parish president to execute on behalf of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government a one-year contract with the insurer for such services. First call public. Second call public. Third and final call public. Motion to close, Mr. Danny Babin. Second, Mr. Carl Harding. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, motion passes. Motion to adopt, Mr. Danny Babin. Second, Mr. Carl Harding. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, ordinance is adopted. Item M, an ordinance to appoint the Lede Corporation DBA, Lede Insurance Insurer to serve as agent of record for TPCG's boiler and machinery coverage commencing April 1st, 2026, effective through March 31st, 2027, and to acknowledge and ratify the renewal for the second option term for that contract as adopted February 25th, 2026. First call public. Second call public. Third and final call public. Motion to close, Mr. Danny Babin. Second, Ms. Kim Chauvin. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, motion passes. Motion to adopt, Mr. Danny Babin. Second, Ms. Kim Chauvin. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, ordinance is adopted. Item N, an ordinance to appoint Accusure LLC insurer to serve as agent of record for TPCG's property, inland marine, special equipment, floater, and terrorism insurance coverage commencing March 1st, 2026, effective through February 28th, 2027, and to acknowledge and ratify the renewal for the second option term for that contract and as adopted February 25th, 2026. First call public. Second call public. Third and final call public. Motion to close, Mr. Danny Babin. Second, Ms. Kim Chauvin. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, motion passes. Motion to adopt, Mr. Danny Babin. Second, Ms. Kim Chauvin. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, ordinance is adopted. Item O, an ordinance to name the Thompson Road Bridge crossing Bayou Chauvin as the Clayton J. Voisin Senior Memorial Bridge in honor of the late Mr. Clayton Joseph Voisin Senior to incorporate Clayton J. Voisin Senior Memorial Bridge into the enhanced 911 emergency response system, to authorize the installation of the appropriate signs and to address other matters relative thereto. First call public. Second call public. Third and final call public. Motion to close, Mr. Steve.
Excuse me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you, Connie.
I can move.
Jason's got a, you got to duck down.
I can move. And I'm,
You said,
okay.
go ahead. Name and address
I'm
for the
gonna do
record.
the taboo thing. While I can appreciate Mr. Clayton Voisin wanting something named after his father, I do not appreciate it being put in another councilman's district that he did not serve in. He did not serve in District 8. He served in Dulac. I delivered his mail on Shepherd's Road. If you want to have something named after him, have it in his district. Don't insult the people of Little Caillou by putting something that someone did not do anything for. You had a man that just served 44 years as a constable down there. How does his wife see this as a bridge being named for somebody that never represented her? So, in my opinion, I think y'all need to research this a little more, find out something that your daddy actually did for his community in his area. Because from my understanding, y'all didn't even approach Kim about, I'm gonna take this bridge and name it for my dad. That's not how things work. People that live on the bayou are very close-knit, and take care of their own buyers. And I think it would be a slap in the face for the people of Locaia to have a bridge named after somebody who lived in Dulat. I'm from the Bahia. So that's my taboo response for this situation. I've been knowing your daddy for a long time. I knew he was councilman. But like I said, do it in his district. Thank y'all.
Okay, Mr. Voisin?
So, just for the record, this is not my agenda item. So you're addressing the wrong council member. I didn't. No, you addressed me. This isn't my agenda item. I didn't put this on the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Voisin. Mr. Trosclair?
Yes, thank you. And also, if I'm correct, that bridge actually splits two different council districts up. It's not just District 8. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Trosclair. And from the chair, since we are in public comment, ma'am, I'd like to share with you that I did in fact put this on the agenda. And not only that, but I did speak with Ms. Chauvin about this too as well, some time ago. And wherever the communication fell, I'm not sure. But at the same time, I still am in full support of doing this. Ms. Kim Chauvin.
I was approached, but I wasn't checked back with. But I had this conversation with Mr. Wazan. So, I mean, I just would have expected like the call back, and that's it for me. I didn't even know anybody was speaking against it.
Mr. Carl Hardy? I'm sorry, one more time. Put your light back on. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
For the record and for the peace, there's a lot of things that we do up here that people don't agree with. And like I said before, there are a number of opportunities that are presented to us to do things in many places. Even the building that we sit in right now is named after someone, and I'm pretty sure someone may have opposed that. But we have the opportunity to legislate. I don't think if a name goes there, a name goes, and we can put them at the next location. I just want to say that I don't think that we should actually take either person and actually take their names and make a big issue about it. And it's only a building. Even though they are important to certain individuals, I think we'll just leave it the way it is and let someone else present something else to be named after an individual. And that's it. And just be peaceful about it, because I think this can draw some animosity amongst friends and colleagues that is not necessary, because ultimately the only thing I want to be named in there is when I get to leave here and have my name on the road. That's all I want. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hardy. Entertain a motion to close public hearing.
Motion to close?
Motion to close, Mr. Steve Trosclair, second, Mr. Clyde Hamner. Seeing no lights, no further lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0.
Motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt, Mr. Clyde Hamner, second, Mr. Steve Trosclair. Seeing no further lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0. Ordinance is adopted. Ms. Veronica is in the audience there. Would you like to share for a second, ma'am?
Just a couple of words.
Absolutely. Name and address for the record.
Veronica Voisin, my address is 155 Magnolia Courtyard in Homa. I want to first thank the council and the parish president for this. I know that Clayton's heart was in Terrebonne Parish, not just in his district. He served well, he served with honor, and I'm very honored that this bridge is going to be named after him. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Blessings to you and your family. Item P, in accordance with Louisiana Revised Statute 47:431 4B and Louisiana Administrative Code Title 13, Section 909E, Restoration Tax Abatement Program, call for a public hearing at 6:30 p.m. on March 25th, 2025 in the council meeting room to discuss and vote on the approval or disapproval of application number 202-50124-RTA by Infinite Rentals LLC to the Louisiana Office of Commerce and Industry for a 5-year initial ad valorem tax exemption term under the Restoration Tax Abatement Program for improvements made by Infinite Rentals LLC to a movable property at 7712 West Main Street, Houma, Louisiana, 70360, with the council to consider approval of the application by resolution following the public hearing. First call public. Second call public. Third and final call public. Motion to close, Mr. Danny Babin. Second, Mr. Clyde Hamner. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines.
I'm a yay.
Yeah, okay. Votes 7-0, 1 abstention. Motion to adopt, Mr. Danny Babin. Second, Mr. Clyde Hamner. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 7-0 with 1 abstention. Ordinance is adopted. Item Q, conduct a public hearing and take action on the proposed condemnation of the structure located at the following address, 306 Dewey Street, Houma, Louisiana. First call public. Second call public.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, Robbie, what's wrong? Third final call public. Just turn I guess the.
Yeah, with that laptop button right there.
It's coming from right there.
I mean, it sounds like it's coming from a speaker right there.
Yeah. All right. Mr. Pulaski, public? All right.
Well, I'm playing the role of Camilla Brown tonight.
Now, you look
Okay,
like
so just to recap for the record, like we do for all the other condemnation hearings, this file was opened on March 3rd, 2026, a couple of days after the fire. We had, so that was the first inspection. Our chief building official went out there on March 9th and inspected the property and noted that the structure was imminent danger. There you go. Noted that the structure was in imminent danger of falling. Subsequently, we had at the last council meeting, we had some folks from Dewey Street came and spoke. And it was decided at that meeting to, rather than wait for the April round of condemnations at the end of April, just to go ahead and call the public hearing for tonight. In doing so, we then started the public notice process and working with Parish Legal to make sure all that was done correctly, which it was. March 16th is when the occupant on the property was served notice of the public hearing. And March 17th was the last inspection. That's the photos that you see. I would also like to add that on March 20th, this past Friday, a demolition permit was pulled by the property owners. It was issued for 60 days. That's the norm that we do for demolition permits. We certainly didn't want to hold up that demo permit if they wanted to get started sooner than tonight. But if you guys decide, like the norm, to give them 30 days to demolish it, then we'll just amend that expiration date on that demolition permit. So. These guys are here.
Okay, second call public. Yeah, come on up. Yep, absolutely. Name and address for the record.
My name is Jeffrey Slane. My mother is Arlene Slane. She's the owner of that property. I'm also her caregiver. She lives with me in New Mexico, in the state of New Mexico. I don't know if any of this matters, but so she's devastated, by the way. This is where we all born and raised. This is my older brother, Jake. We have an issue there with another sibling of ours. His name's Gabriel Slane, and he's a nuisance. And he won't stop with, look, he pushed my mom. First, he pushed me out 3 years ago. That's why I moved to New Mexico. Okay. He was verbally abusing mom and just all kinds of ruckus. And he's the one that's been hindering all of this. Me and him cleaned it up twice already. And it only took him, a couple days to ruin everything that we did there. My mom didn't have fire insurance on this home. She lives on a Social Security check, and she's in a camper with me, 1,000 miles away. She did sign these papers, power of attorney. I have here with me, so I can be her voice for this property. Me and her discussed 2 days ago. By the way, I'm tired. It's been a long drive, nervous. Sacrificed a lot to be here to speak in her voice. My mom does not want to not comply with anybody. She wants to comply with whatever terms you guys can help because we don't have money to tear the structure down. I don't. He doesn't. And look, we would love to see this property clean. I would love to keep it clean. The only thing that I have doubts of is Gabe. And I just got here today, this afternoon. I found him. I didn't go to 306 yet. I was born and raised there. Our grandfather's Dewey. My mom wants to come home, and she don't have a home to go to. I told her I would do my best to save this property. If I can't, we're going to sell it. But I want to save it. And I can't save it unless I get an officer over there tomorrow morning with me to get Gabriel Slane off the property. I have too much to lose. If I go over there, he's an addict. He was in prison for all his life. He's been in prison. He did 10 years straight, got out 3 years ago, and destroyed my mom's living. She was forced to move with me because she refused to put him in jail. I know nobody wants to hear no sob story, but I'm just speaking the truth. He's willing to help. We're all wanting to do the right thing. But I can't even set my feet on 306 with him there. Because when I throw power of attorney papers at him and an officer next to me to remove him off the property, he's going to want to kill me. And I'm scared to go over there because of him. What if I go to jail for fighting with him or he snaps and trips? I mean, God knows what he's on. People are calling me, my neighbors, friends, calling me. I'm 1,000 miles away. Hey, man, your brother looks bad. Hey, man, he's doing this, he's doing that. Right now, he's the only thing in my way of saving the property. Because we can get it clean, but if we get it clean, it's to keep it clean. And like I said, I'm 1,000 miles away. I can't babysit him. And I know for a fact he's gonna bring trash there. He's gonna do it again. So I don't know. And I don't know if you people can help with the tear down. I mean, I don't know how all this works. I'm sure my mom's probably got a whole bunch of fines to pay, I'm sure. So, I mean, I'm here in the right department, I guess. I mean, I don't know what else to do, guys. I lost a whole week of work coming down here. I've lost a lot coming here. And I want to save a property, but if I can't, we'll sell it. I mean, I don't want no one stealing it. How you doing, Chris? Jeffrey.
So that's a complicated situation for sure, but I will tell you that the parish has been fortunate. We got another grant basically from the state where we're going to be able to use money for the removal of blighted property. So all the costs associated with the removal, not just of the structure, but all the debris, basically that property is just going to get a clean slate at no cost to you.
Really?
So, right. So, yeah. Just, that's something that we were fortunate, Candace and Jason and Noah worked hard with the state to get that to happen.
That's a lot of weight, y'all. Just
Yeah. So, anyway.
Mr. Steve Trosclair. Thanks, Chris.
Yes, thank you. And thanks for the information, Chris. And I was gonna kind of say that, but I did see some pictures actually Saturday night of Saturday, and he's already replanting himself in the house and with tarps and everything else. And I'm not an attorney, but I would suggest that you start with the restraining order.
that's what me and discussed.
Go to the DA's office and file a restraining order on them. And
First thing
that
tomorrow
would be
morning.
your first step to getting them off the property.
Yeah.
And then
If he
once we
returns,
clear it out.
yeah, if he returns, it'll be trespassing, and
Right.
hopefully he'll go to jail because he either needs rehab or jail.
That's the other part of the government. That's not us.
Yeah,
But
right.
no, but I would recommend that you start with the restraining order. And
All
being
right.
you have a power of attorney, that shouldn't be a problem. So
Good deal. We're gonna get it.
hopefully everything works out for you guys. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Mr.
Thank you,
Clayton,
all of y'all.
Mr. Clayton Wazan?
Hey, fellas, I'm the councilman in that district, so I'm
Yes, sir.
pretty intimately knowledgeable about that property. Just like, Mr. Pulaski and nuisance and abatement. I mean, when your mom was there, like, I was so sympathetic, right, to that situation. But y'all do understand, I'm sure. Y'all seem like reasonable, rational.
No,
Yeah, y'all understand.
It had nothing to do with my brother.
Everything.
No,
Everything to do
there
with
was no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I had my little
It
interactions.
was, but when he got there, escalation. You know what I mean?
Escalation.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Excel.
Yes.
So y'all can understand the amount of phone calls and emails
Oh, yes.
and text
Yes, sir.
messages that I received in the
Oh,
neighborhood,
yes, sir.
right? Y'all know that.
My mercy, I'm asking for mercy, like the room, you know?
But y'all are in a fortunate position the way this happened, believe it or not.
Yes.
You know, it's a curse and a blessing, right? Because
In a
now
way.
your property is gonna get cleaned up, right, Mr. Pulaski?
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
And look, thank you for taking the time and coming out and addressing us. Thank you.
All right.
And God bless you and your mom
God bless
and your
you, sir.
family.
All of you.
I'd like to thank you, Camilla.
Mr. Harding?
Oh.
Camilla's not here.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Mr. Harding?
Yes. It says take action. Is it the action we can actually take here according to what we can actually do and extend it within a certain time?
Our recommendation would be to condemn and give them 30 days, which is April 24th.
Yeah, okay then. Mr.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Okay. We have a motion by Mr. Carl Harding to condemn and give him 30 days, second by Mr. Clayton Wazan. We got a couple more lights. Before we vote, Mr. Danny Babin?
Yeah, I'd just like to say, you're gonna go get, you may need an eviction notice. And again, I'm not an attorney either, like Steve said, okay? But again, I don't know if the person your brother gets mail there, then that may have to cause an
Yes.
eviction.
Yes.
But again, what I really wanna say is, don't go out there without the police going with you.
Yeah.
Please, because it's
Yeah.
just gonna cause a problem that you said it yourself. You're gonna get angry and then you might get arrested.
I
So
got you.
please
I
just
got you.
check with Houma Police Department. I guess that's
Sheriff's
Yeah,
Sheriff's
Terrebonne
Office,
Sheriff,
excuse
yeah.
me, Sheriff's
Terrebonne
Office,
Sheriff,
and
yeah.
before y'all even attempt to go out there. from what, because the story that you told, which I believe is not a good one, okay,
No,
so,
all I can see is gonna get bad when he sees
right.
me there, because
All right.
And you do understand what he's talking about, that we're gonna condemn it so we can move this process along,
okay,
all right?
yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Kevin, are you done, Mr. Batten?
Yes.
Mr. Champagne? Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin. Go ahead.
I just want to remind you, just stay in touch with Chris and them, and they were going to walk you through the process and that department of how it's going to work, how it's
Okay.
going to happen and the timing.
Okay.
Okay, just stay engaged with them.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
And also from the chair, we're going to have our parish attorney talk with you. She's not going to give you legal advice. However, she's going to share some things with you that might be able to guide you a little better in moving through, working with the parish and stuff like that. So
Yes,
that's
sir.
Miss Michelle Neal right here.
Okay.
Mr. Bazron?
Yeah, and, Travis texted me while we were having this conversation. Robbie's gonna give them Travis's information. He's also gonna help them through the process.
Good deal. And look, man, we're here to help you guys. Like Mr. Voisin said, we're gonna do all we can to help you out, and hopefully Mom can come back here
Yeah.
to Terrebonne Parish
That's
because that's
a lot
where
of-
we want her, and we want you guys here too as well. So
She don't have a
thank
home.
you. Absolutely. All right, we have a motion on the floor by Mr. Carl Harding to condemn and give 30 days. A second by Mr. Clayton Voisin. Seeing no further lights or discussion, members vote your machines.
Sure thing. I'll go out there.
Votes 9-0. Motion passes. Motion to go back in motion to go back into regular order by Mr. John Amade, second by Mr. Carl Harding. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 8-0. Motion passes, going back into regular order. All right, public wishing to address the council. In accordance with Section 2-07E of the Terrebonne Parish Home Rule Charter, the public will be heard and can speak for 3 minutes on any matter related to parish government without discussion or questions and answer on non-agenda items. Item A, Ms. Talisha Clark, a Houma resident wishes to address the council regarding potholes, utility bills, and programs and/or organizations needed to reduce crime. Ms. Clark?
Talisa Clark.
Ms. Talisa Clark.
Thank you, sir. 134 Morrison Avenue, Houma, Louisiana. I did not know I came here to have I'm vocal.
All right.
I didn't know I came here to have a date night with y'all. I was on 6 o'clock agenda. Hey, Jason. You enjoy my date? I don't see my steak.
Ooh-wee.
Okay, so back to the business. The potholes in and around the parish. And the reason I said about 6 o'clock, when you all went into 6:30 section, it was already 6:40. So I have things to do too. You all are on pay. I'm not paid to be here. The potholes in our parish is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I'm starting to feel like when I go over the little bridge, especially 9th Street, I'm in baby New Orleans. It's bad. The utility bills. This month, I received a utility bill that was very abnormal. And I had to call to get a reread. As of now, I still don't have idea of what the reread is. Not pointing fingers, things do happen. But I do know that bill I got ain't mine. It is not mine. My bill, there's nowhere in the world I know how to read a meter. And one thing I would like to see start happening again, we used to have the previous administration, no, nothing on anyone, because you don't know unless we come to, we were taught how to read our meters. I would love to see that happen again. Teach the residents how to read their meters. Show them how to save on wattages and consumption, things of that nature. We're in times that it's a crisis time. It's hard. It's a hardship for everyone. So everything that people can save across the board, every little bit helps. So that was the second thing. Thirdly, look around our parish, you guys. Crime on an all-time high. Crime. We're losing our babies, our children. So much is happening. And let me tell you why. We used to see gyms open. We used to see our law enforcement engaging with our children. We have an original back there in the corner. They used to interact with the kids. The kids knew them by name.
Motion to extend by Mr. Carl Harding, second Ms. Kim Chauvin, seeing the lights, members vote your machines. Votes 8-0, motion passes. You have another minute, Ms. Clark. Well, there you go.
Oh,
you're good.
I would love to see our gyms open, extended hours, get our kids off the street. If they don't have something to do and we don't have job fairs like we used to have, then what are we facing? People are struggling. So if you think you see crime now, if we don't fix that problem, guess what, you guys? Your constituents that you know now will be here in droves. We need to fix that problem. We need job fairs. We need to bring people home to create jobs. We need to keep the people that's here out of jail by giving them things, honest things to do. Keep the gyms open, mentor programs, job offerings. We don't see none of that no more. Where has it gone? Where has it gone? My councilman, I thank you. Because I can pick up the phone and call you and you're all ears. Thank you. The situation earlier, Mr. Wizan was a sweetheart. And it didn't matter what district. I was the president in Senator Circle, and guess what? He wasn't in my district. But I can also call him Danny Babin. They heard our cry. They were there. I'm saying to each and every one of you, you have constituents. It's time to get off the pot. We need work done in this parish. We need things to be done. Everybody is slacking. I'm not going to sit back no longer and watch rubber stamping. I want to see action in my parish because I'm not going nowhere. I'm here to stay. And if me being here to stay, if it means me coming back and forth before this council, guess what? Happy birthday, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Thank you, Ms. Clark. Thank you. Item B, Ms. Darlene Williams wishes to address the council regarding a legal sign for Crestwood Street stating do not block road / dead end and speed bumps for Linda Ann Street in Gray, Louisiana. Name and
Yes.
address for the record, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I do have Mr. Burton here with me. He's C. We came together about the same situation.
Okay. What?
I'm Darlene Williams. My address is 312 Linda Ann Avenue, Gray, Louisiana, 70359, and also 3918 Cedarwood in Gray. And I'm here because where the 3918 Cedarwood is a dead end street. I pass my house to get to the rear of my house, and it's like a shell road, but it's parish property until a certain point. But people are coming back there like it's a normal thing. We really need a sign that says a dead end because they're getting very defensive if we mention anything about it. Mr. Burton has been into a situation about the same thing. And if we can just get a dead end sign and a sign saying do not block driveway because it's being ignored. So we really need to get that done. And I really want to come and mention that to you. And Mr. Burton has something he wants to say about it.
Okay, well, let me make sure that we're procedurally sound here. Are you complete? Are you done with your comments or what you're wanting to share with us?
Oh, all right. I forgot about the speed bumps on Linda Ann Street because there was a bad accident the other day. They drive so fast. And the accident was so bad that both cars were total lost. And that's on Linda Ann Street, just a regular residential street. So I hope that we can do something to alleviate that by trying to get some, speed slower downers or whatever y'all call them.
Okay.
And I'm completed.
Okay, that's all that you have. As far as the speed bumps go, you can get with our planning and zoning department, Mr. Chris Pulaski and his team, and they'll be able to give you directives on how to actually, you could be that spokesperson for the community to be able to facilitate the, whatever has to take place in the community there.
Yeah, because Mr. Burton was kind of upset, and I told him, I say, look, I said, you just come with me to the council meeting, and we can both address the council about this situation. Because a lot of people look at me and say, you need to go, you need to bring this up. But I'm starting to tell people, no, come with me, because I think it would work much better.
1 second. We need to get a motion to extend, guys.
Motion to extend.
Motion to extend, Mr. Clyde Hamner, second, Mr. Carl Harding. Seeing no lights, members, vote your machines. 9-0. You have another minute, ma'am, if you choose to.
Well, I appreciate you, Mr. Chairman, for listening and taking the time out. But I hope that my visit here is not in vain, and I hope something can be done. I don't think that's a very lot that I'm asking for a dead end sign and do not block driveway.
Okay. All righty. Thank you, ma'am. Item C, Mr. Morris Burton wishes to address the council regarding a legal sign for the Crestwood Street stating "Do not block road / dead end" and speed bumps for Linda Ann Street in Gray. Mr. Burton?
Yes, good evening. My name is Morris Burton. I stay on 3926 Cedarwood Street in Gray. I'm the only one that stays on that street. My mama used to tell me, wherever your front door lays, that's the street what you stay on. And I do have a problem. Sometime when I come in, they got cars parked that I can't get to my house because I stay at the I stay on a dead end street, and it's hard for me to get home. And I wish y'all can do something about that. Also, on Linda Ann, you do need speed bumps on that road because they got children ride their bicycles on that road, cars 50, 60 miles an hour. That ain't nothing. On weekends, it's almost like the Indianapolis 500 out there, just that fast. And something have to be done with them speed bumps out there. I don't know what could be did, anything like that, because a child may get hit and a child may die. So that's all what I got to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Burton. Mr. Carl Harding?
Yes, I noticed B and C on this on the agenda. I called Mr. Pulaski. I think the public should be aware of what is in play in reference to traffic calming devices, the areas that are already targeted to be addressed, in reference to speed tables. If you will, Mr. Chairman, could you allow him to come?
Absolutely. Mr. Pulaski, would you share with us?
As per our conversation this morning.
Okay, just to give you guys an overview. So 6 or so years ago, we came up with the speed hump ordinances, and it took a couple of years to get that rolling because of Hurricane Ida. But once we started going, what we've experienced in the last 2 to 3 years is the speed studies that are conducted as per the ordinance. Is there speeding occurring? Yes, but it is usually just a few miles per hour over the posted speed limit. And when that happens, we're not able to put that speed hump down because our own ordinance prohibits it, right? It's not warranted because it doesn't meet the speed study requirements. But what does that do? I mean, there's still the issue of cars going too fast. I mean, even 25 miles an hour in a residential area could be too fast if there's kids around and stuff like that. So what Jason and myself and Noah and several others have done is we've developed a program that we took examples from other parishes. St. Tammany had a really good one. And basically what we've come up with is a 4-step process where we do a speed study using a very small speed tracking device. I mean, it really isn't much bigger than the iPad, right? We mount that on a pole. It's black, so it's hard to see. And we leave that up for about a week. So it's counting trips per day and the speeds. The following week, we set out a speed trailer, the one with the digital display. And then the third week, except in a few locations, would be law enforcement going out, writing tickets or issuing warnings, stuff like that. And then the fourth week, we come back with that speed tracker device again. And then we compare all of that data. And then we take that plus with the local knowledge that myself, Public Works, we work with David Rome and Chris Infante over there. And Henry, my staff planner, and we put together a recommendation for a traffic calming device. Now, could it be a speed table? Sure, which is a speed hump, but it's better because it's a little bit wider, so it's not quite as jarring. But it could also be other things. It could be just simply lowering the speed limit and then followed up with some enforcement or a whole combination of things. But the list that's in this program of measures of devices, whatever they are, is pretty lengthy. And so we can pick and choose the best one for each location. And then the final step is we would have a traffic engineer on retainer that we can issue, okay, here's all the data, this is what we're recommending, and then that traffic engineer would essentially ratify what we're done. So we've got, professional traffic engineers backing on it. And then we go out and we implement it. So we will be presenting that program once we have the traffic engineer selected. We've got proposals, we're going through those right now. We're gonna be bringing this whole thing to you guys, basically to review it, adopt it. Then we don't have to go through quite as lengthy a process, and it's not an ordinance. That way, if the speeds are just a little bit over the speed limit, we can go for other devices. We can pick any option that works best. The other things we would need to do is once we adopt that, we have to get rid of that speed hump ordinance. We gotta eliminate it. And then the other thing is wherever we can, we'd like to take these traffic calming measures and build them into our subdivision regulations so that we're not doing this after the fact. In a subdivision, especially a residential subdivision, we could look at doing things like after so many feet on a block, we could have a curb extension, or we could do things that slow traffic down. But it's not something that would burden the taxpayers 20, 30 years later after the subdivision's been done. So ultimately, that would go to you guys too, of course.
Okay. Are you good? I've got a few lights, so you might want to just stay there.
Yeah, and we have 14 locations on our list right now. Linda Ann is one of them.
Johnson Ridge.
Yeah, we've been through the process on roughly about 9 of them. So they're in various stages of that process.
Okay. Mr. Harding, you good so far?
We're good.
All right. Mr. Champagne?
Yeah, so unfortunately, I would get lots of calls on this, and there's not one neighborhood in my district that people aren't complaining about speeding in the neighborhoods. And so, I appreciate what y'all going through to do this. But I guess I want to say, so people don't have to come and wait for a meeting, that how do they request it? Is there a link online yet to make a request for speed calming measures yet?
Well, right now there is an application for a speed hump, and we're basically just using that as the start for
And
this.
it still requires a survey of the community.
Right. Well, that's one of the parts of the program is depending upon the measure that's chosen, like something like a speed hump, for example, we would have to have that person go
Petition.
out and get a petition.
Okay.
We just don't want to please 5 to
Right.
upset
Well, I
50.
just I want everybody to have, where do they go to get the link to get the process
That
in
would be
place?
on mgoconnect.org.
Right. And that was the other thing I wanted to say. So for like the street sign, I know there's a link on MGO. It's just getting
Yeah.
the word out to the public of how to get to the link to request a sign. So
That's right.
all I wanted
And
to say.
the parish website has links to the same.
Right. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
Thanks, Mr. Champagne. Alma Street, Ms. Kim Chauvin.
Thank you. Okay, so I do, thanks for bringing all that up because those are really good things. But I know that at the beginning of coming in for this council, like I brought you a few of them that wanted speed humps. I think somebody wrecked into a house like twice already in Sherwood. So do we need to reapply to do those things? Because that was before.
Once we get this program up and running, we're going to go back through all of those
Gotcha.
ones that were denied the speed
Okay.
hump that didn't meet the speed study requirement so
Okay.
that we can still run them. But the nice thing is we don't necessarily have to go through the whole data collecting process because we already have it.
Right, right. Well, I just wanted to make sure that like I didn't need to send you those over again, like you already have them on.
We're going to
on
go
that
back
part.
through the
Okay.
list.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I mean, just to give you guys an example, I mean, we had a location where the first week, the speed tracker, out of all of the trips per day, the average speed was 27 miles an hour. This is posted speed limit of 25. The next week, when the trailer went out, the average speed was 21. I mean, of course, the first thing people do when they see their display, they let off the throttle or they push on the brake. Law enforcement went out because there's only a couple of miles an hour over the speed limit. They're not writing tickets for that. The second time the speed tracker device went back out, it was 29 miles an hour average. So you take those averages, and the average 85th percentile was right at 25 miles an hour. And in order for a speed hump to have been placed, it would have had to have been 31 miles an hour. So we're way low. And it's like that every time.
Thank you, Mr. Pulaski. Mr. Babin?
Yeah, along with Kevin said, every street in every district has a problem with speeding. What I've been experiencing a lot more here lately is problems in the school zone areas. And I'll use Mulberry as an example. People are lined up at every school, but they're lined up on that street and they get the stop signs and they think because they live in the subdivision, they can just go around the cars, do not stop. HPD actually went out there the other day and directed traffic. And it's going to slow it down for 4 or 5 days, okay, maybe 2 weeks. And then it's going to start up again, just like when you put the sign up there. Cougar Drive has the blinking sign when you go over 25 miles an hour. Do people adhere to it? Not necessarily, but some of the problems we've been having is just lack of respect for other people in lines and lack of respect for the kids walking because the new school board rules, especially those of us that have stuff in the city, is that the school buses don't pick up within a mile of the school. So a lot more kids are walking, which consequently causes a problem. So again, it's like you said, it's a ghost thing. If somebody, but what I tell everybody in the neighborhood is each and every one of us has one of these, okay? And if it's an habitual person that's doing it, take a picture of the license plate, take a video of it, pass it on to HPD and the sheriff's department, give them some help. Be community minded is what I guess I'm trying to say. So it's not an easy thing for us as a government or the police agencies to handle it because by the time they get there, it's already gone, but we have to step up like what we're doing right here. So thank you.
One other thing, Mr. Chairman, I know some of you have reports and issues with stop signs and intersections, maybe a two-way, maybe it should be a four-way or something like that. In those instances, we will send those to our MPO, our Metropolitan Planning Organization, which is South Central Planning. They conduct a traffic study to determine if the stop sign is warranted. But let's say that study comes back and says the stop sign is not warranted, then that will trigger it to that same location to go through our process.
Okay.
So,
All right, we're good. No further lights. Thanks, Mr. Pulaski, for all the info.
Thank you, Chris.
All right. Speaker cards, Miss April Wallace wants to discuss housing here in Terrebonne Parish.
Good afternoon.
Good evening,
My
ma'am.
name is April Wallace. I'm just here to discuss housing. I have had a lot of citizens come up to me and talk about housing. I'm not sure what's going on with the housing, with FEMA, with the housing, but I would like some of you to try to call either the Senate or the congressman or whoever who's in charge with FEMA and see if we can get a direct line of what's going on with the housing. There's no assistance for housing. Everybody, a lot of people have moved from here. At least 75% of the people have moved. Everybody want to come back, but it don't have no housing. So, and the young lady that was here earlier where she said she worked with the housing authority. So we need to get that going. I spoke on this here a few months back and I haven't heard no kind of dialogue. And I just want y'all to try to contact them. If not, I can contact them because I'm not afraid to talk to nobody at any time. So I will contact them. But you all have that platform and it have a lot of people that need housing. And that's all I just want help with that. So I hope that you guys can do a little something and give me a feedback the next time we come here and let me know what's going on because I'm gonna keep coming until something is did or until you guys hear from FEMA or Kennedy, Cassidy, whoever. You know, I just want something to be done or even just tell us something. Just tell the people, you know, because if everyone loved Terrebonne Parish, you can't love Terrebonne Parish in some area and don't care about the other area. We all Terrebonne Parish. This is Terrebonne Parish. This is Homer. So we all in Homer. I don't care where you live, what side of town you live. I don't care about none of that. Everybody still is Terrebonne Parish. So everybody is at fault when it comes to homelessness and housing. And that's pretty much all I have to say tonight.
Thank you, Miss Wallace. Great seeing you again. All right. No more speaker cards. Committee reports. Item number 3, committee reports. Community Development and Planning Committee, Mr. Charles Kevin Champagne.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I make a motion that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Community Development and Planning Committee held on Monday, March 23rd, 2026, and I have 30 condemnation hearings and 1 public hearing. I'm calling a condemnation hearing on the following residential mobile homes, residential structures, accessory structures, and commercial structures on Tuesday, April 28th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. 113 Louise Street, Houma, Louisiana. 4564 Strumpers Row, Houma, Louisiana. 814 Muir Street, Houma, Louisiana. 903 Fairlane Drive, Gray, Louisiana. 206 Go Avenue, Houma, Louisiana. 531 Marmont Street, Houma, Louisiana. 2617 Isaac Street, Houma, Louisiana. 6234 Highway 56, Chauvin, Louisiana. 230 Lower Country Drive, Berg, Louisiana. 211 Kenneth Street, Houma, Louisiana. 6204 Grand Caillou Road, Houma, Louisiana. 111 Georgie Girl Drive, Houma, Louisiana. 2630 Truman Street, Houma, Louisiana. 1816 Coteau Road, Houma, Louisiana, 1816A Coteau Road, Houma, Louisiana, 1411 Bonvaline Street, Houma, Louisiana, 5009 Bayourside Drive, Chauvin, Louisiana, 702 Oregon Road, Montague, Louisiana, 205 Suzie Street, Chauvin, Louisiana, 106 Bella Street, Chauvin, Louisiana, 507 Oak Street, Houma, Louisiana, 143 Kaiser Street, Houma, Louisiana, 303 Cyril Street, Houma, Louisiana, 5807 Highway 56, Chauvin, Louisiana, 216 Donna Lee Drive, Houma, Louisiana, 302 Hidalgo Drive, Houma, Louisiana, 105 Sam Rapp Street, Gibson, Louisiana, 5228 North Bayou Black Drive, Gibson, Louisiana, 115 Moses Street, Chauvin, Louisiana, and 1824B Himalaya Avenue, Thibodaux, Louisiana. Also, have a public hearing to introduce an ordinance to authorize the parish president or his official designee to accept and execute on behalf of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government a servitude and right-of-way agreement with Saya Commercial Properties LLC to address other matters relative thereto, and call a public hearing on said matter Wednesday, April 15th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. Thank you.
Motion by Mr. Chompon, second by Mr. Babin. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, motion passes. Item 3B, Budget and Finance Committee, Mr. Clyde Hamner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I make a motion that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Budget and Finance Committee held on Monday, March 23rd, 2026. I have 7 public hearings. Item 1, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the 2026 adopted operating budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following item: Recreation, $2,500, and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, April 15th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. Item 2, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the 2026 adopted operating budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following item: animal shelter, $20,789, and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, April 15th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. Item 3, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the 2026 adopted operating budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following item: Houma Police Department, $9,076, and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, April 15, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. Item 4, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the 2026 adopted operating budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following item: Houma Police Department, $2,517, and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, April 15th at 6:30 p.m. Item 5, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the 2026 adopted operating budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following item: American Legion Post Operation, $20,000, and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, April 15th at 6:30 p.m. Item 6, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the 2026 adopted operating budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following item: CDBG HUD Recovery Program income, $200,000, and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, April 15th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. Item 7, consider the introduction of an ordinance to amend the 2026 adopted operating budget and the 2026 5-year capital outlay budget of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for the following item: Hollywood Valhalla Roundabout, $85,140, and call a public hearing on said matter on Wednesday, April 15 at 6:30 p.m.
Motion by Mr. Clyde Hamner, second by Mr. Clayton Wazan. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, motion passes. Item 3C, Public Service Committee, Mr. John Amady.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I make a motion that the council accept and ratify the minutes of the Public Services Committee held on Monday, March 23rd, 2026, and have no public hearings.
Motion by Mr. Amady, second by Mr. Carl Harding. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 8-0, motion passes. ratification of, so we're good there, right? Right, okay. Item number 4, streetlights, approve streetlights installation, removals, and/or activations. As per Mr. Danny Babin, second Ms. Kim Chauvin. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 8-0, motion passes. Item 5, appointments to various boards, committees, and commissions. A, Children and Youth Services, Children and Youth Services Planning Board, 3 expired terms. Mr. Spencer Sanders, representing Lafourche Parish Office of Juvenile Justice, submits application and resume for consideration.
Open, close, and appoint Mr. Sanders and hold the other 2 over.
I have a motion by Mr. Danny Babin to open and close Mr. Spencer Sanders and hold the other 2 over. A second by Ms. Kim Chauvin. Seeing the lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0. Congratulations, Mr. Sanders. Is he here in the audience? Nope. Okay. Item 6, monthly engineering reports. A, T. Baker Smith, as per. Second by Mr. Carl Harding. Seeing the lights, members vote your machines. Votes 8-0. Motion passes. Item 7, council member requests discussion of A, 7A, discussing regarding temp services and temp services contracts. Mr. Carl Harding.
Thank you, sir. First and foremost, I would like to look at the employment for the citizens to help provide services for this parish that we live in and provide money for their families. I heard from a report, the parish has been reporting that we're finding it hard to find people to come to work for the parish. And I've actually had some folks to call me and they said, well, look, the parish said they're hiring people, but I fill out an application, but I never had any return to know anything about the application I applied for. There have been on occasions where people have said that jobs were open and extended the opening of those jobs, the closing of those jobs, and without any notification. And it's rather twofold that I'm here. It starts off with that because of the employment. And the employment that we actually have people that here in Terrebonne Parish and other areas that want to work in Terrebonne Parish, but we're saying that we can't find the people. Therefore, we go to temp services, and temp services are in the business of actually providing workers throughout, but then we have contracts with temp services. So I want to see if we can clarify some things. I want to know how many temp service contracts do we have in the parish. I also would like to know the contracts and are they the same. If they have more than one temp service that we're dealing with, all those contracts are the same. I had a problem when someone was working for a temp service and they wanted to really work with Terrebonne Parish, work for Terrebonne Parish. But they were not allowed to work for Terrebonne Parish because there are certain circumstances that are involved with these particular contracts. And I want to know when I contacted HR, they said that Mr. Nakane had 540 hours or something like that before a person can actually be hired within the parish. So we want to know if all those contracts with those different temp services that we have are the same. What are the penalties that the parish would have to pay if we hire someone? We kind of get caught in a situation whereas if we hire someone that has, let's say for instance, worked for a temp service, but has been working for Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government for about 90 days. if that person that's in the temp service comes to work at Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government and they are in good faith with the temp service, do they actually receive full benefits to start off with after that, or would they have to go through the process of probation, and whether they are allowed to be insured once they are hired? So it's kind of temp service and actually providing services for Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government. I know that it is a problem finding some people, but then it's rather expensive for us to have employees. So we want to know whether is it an issue with playing workman comp and this, that, and the other, and adversely to hire a temp service who pay more money, but then they have less benefits for the people. So I spoke with Mr. Bergeron this today, and
Yes, sir. So some of the conversation, well, I say some, the conversation we have is definitely around the temp services and how that stuff works regarding some of the information about whether or not people are contacted and are hired. We'd have to go back and get that information and get back with you. But, I can tell you that we try to go to traditional means to hire people. We put stuff on the website. We advertise on a pretty regular basis. People go to tpcg.org/careers. If those positions don't get filled after a period of time, we do have some temp service options. I know Clay Knock has one that you really use the temp services a lot, and through a lot of situations have been able to hire some people from the temp services and become full-time. With all temp services, you have what you call in some cases a finder's fee. I'd rather call it that than a penalty, because these temp services are spending a lot of money to do drug screens and to go through candidates and make sure these candidates are qualified, and they pay them benefits and everything else. And so for to get them the return on their investment, we do have to sign a contract with them that says we cannot hire a person after so much time. And if we do, in some cases, hire that person before that time, we do have to pay a finder's fee. And in some situations, after a amount of time, we still have to pay a finder's fee. So we'd love to hire everybody through the normal methods every time, all the time. And we have a couple opportunities for some things when we can't do that, especially with certain specific skill sets and everything else. And so we have a few different temp services that we work with. But as I'm aware, we hadn't really worked through a lot of temp services lately and have been able to fill most of the positions. But, we could definitely have a conversation about whether some people feel like they're not getting called back or not having an opportunity to fill a position. I can tell you that when I get phone calls about hiring somebody, I really put that in the hands of our HR department and our directors for them to do the interviews and pick the person they feel is best for the job. And I really, don't get involved in that unless they ask for my opinion or in a situation where maybe I'm appointing somebody. So definitely welcome to have the conversation a little bit further, but with the temp services, that's definitely pretty much how it works across the board with any of those kind of organizations. So.
yeah, and again, and we just put it out there because I'm actually looking at the citizens also that want to provide services for us and have a job, and the finder's fees, and actually going forward, if those contracts or these temp services that we're dealing with, is there a standard fee across the board for them, with a standard contract? And the other thing I want to address, because sometimes I've ran into people that they will take less money for the benefits that Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government offers. So maybe later on down the line, if that person has to work 30 days or 90 days, 6 months through a temp service, and then they're already working at Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government through a temp service, would they actually receive benefits there? So if a person wants the benefits of actually insurance, well, whether we have to, we can look at that, because I think that's what they're looking for, is the insurance for the benefits that we're actually offering that they may not get at some of these temp services. So that's the issue also with me.
You good, Mr. Harding, or
Yeah, I'm
you
good.
got anything else? No, seeing no further lights. We'll move on to item number 8, vacancies to various boards, committees, and commissions. 8A, Recreation District Number 2-3 Board, 1 vacancy due to resignation. Recreation District Number 3A Board, one vacancy due to a resignation. Recreation District Number 5 Board, one vacancy due to a resignation. Coteau Fire Protection District Board, one expired term and one vacancy due to a resignation. Homeland Municipal Fire and Police Civil Service Board, one vacancy due to a resignation. Homeland Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, one vacancy due to a resignation representing a civic nonprofit organization. Terrebonne Parish Advisory Committee for Disabilities Affairs Board, one vacancy representing the gender reads options for independence. However, that vacancy will be filled by the McDonald's Center. Children and Youth Services Planning Board, one expiring term on 4/10/2026, representing education. Item 9, announcements. Or Mr. Bergeron, you good, Michelle? Okay.
All right, a few things going on. There's a Southtown Marketplace, Saturday, March 28th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Southtown Plantation at 1208 Museum Drive. Culture, Arts, and Craft Show, admission $5, kids 5 and under are free. Saturday, March 28th from noon to 10 p.m. We have the Bayou Terrebonne Boucherie at Bayou Terrebonne Distillers with food, music, and fun for the whole family. And I'm excited to announce that you're going to be able to see the Corps of Engineers versus Team TPCG and Team HPD, along with some other teams, competing in the Cajun Cup and going to try to get us some levies. So we have good fun competition with the Colonel Scotty Otan, who's from Terrebonne Parish, who's putting in a team, and we're excited. But great cause. You saw they just had the kayak launch ribbon cutting for that. So that's what's going on Saturday. We got the Farmers Market at the Marina, April 4th, 8 a.m. to noon at the downtown Marina. Local produce, fresh items for sale. And Relay for Life, Saturday, April 11th at 3 p.m. till probably 9:30, 10 o'clock at Barry P. Bonvillain Civic Center. Walk and celebrate cancer survivors and remember lost loved ones.
Thank you, Mr. Bergeron. Council members, Mr. Clyde Hamner?
Yeah.
You turned it off, Clyde. There you go. Don't touch it.
Hey, Jason, thank you for mentioning the Southdown Marketplace Saturday morning till 4 o'clock. If you come by about 8 o'clock in the morning, y'all find me at the food booth serving up some beignets. So come by and get some beignets from me.
Thank you, Mr. Hamner. Ms. Kim Chauvin.
Another farmers market that they're going to have, the air-based farmers market, April 18th. They're going to have that one. I'm just saying. Thank you.
You good, Ms. Chauvin? You good? Mr. Trosclair?
Yes, thank you. Also, Saturday, March 28th at 2 o'clock at the Bay Sports Complex. There's an Easter egg hunt for all the children, and it's sponsored by Terrebonne Parish government and Broussard and Dove law firm. So bring all your kiddos, and I think they have like over 15,000 eggs. And I'm a sponsor also, so I appreciate y'all bringing your kids over there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Trosclair. Mr. Harding?
Yes, I have this first Easter egg extravaganza, Saturday, March 28, 2026, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at Moss Park. So they're going to have some fun things out there for the kids. Moss Park, generally, they announce that as Scotland Park, but then that's Moss Park. Saturday, 2 to 5 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harding. I have a question from the chair for Mr. Noah. Who's the reigning champion for the rowing deal for you guys when you did it last year? Yeah, who won last year? You?
I did beat Mr. Ron Page, who's the former UL Intramural Hero Racing champion, whatever that means. But yeah, I beat him pretty bad.
Okay, my next question is, are P-Rows weight rated?
Depends how good you are.
Oh, nice. All right. I'll leave it there, Noah. How about that? Yeah, might have to talk about that, right? All right. Seeing It's weight rated? All right, we might have to work on something there. All right, in a sequence jacket too. If no further lights, entertain a motion. Motion to adjourn by Mr. Steve Trosclair, second by, unanimous second by everybody. Seeing no lights, members vote your machines. Votes 9-0, we're adjourned. Good evening.